Welcome to Smart Parents, Successful Students, the podcast that helps parents like you guide your children toward academic confidence and success. I'm your host, Helen Panos, and I'm here to share expert tips, proven strategies, and inspiring stories that make the journey to school success a little smoother for both you and your student. So welcome to the show. I'm Helen Panos. I am the host of Smart Parents, Successful Students, and I have a guest again today. Her name is Jaci Finneman. Welcome to the show, Jaci.
Hey, Helen. It's good to see you again after a long 5 years.
I know. Gosh, we were on each other's show back in, I think, 2021.
Yeah, when we both were just starting out with our podcasting, right?
I know. That's pretty cool. And Jackie's in Minnesota and I'm in Georgia. So there you go. And it's because of this virtual world that we've met.
I know. And stayed in connection. Even though we don't get to see each other all the time, we still are on each other's newsletter lists and we stay in tune and refer back and forth. And I just absolutely love it. Thanks again for having me back.
Oh, you're welcome. Well, I know things have changed for you, so we're going to get started and hear about all the new things you're doing. But Jaci is the parenting coach and I guess owner, actually, I would say, of No Problem Parents. She is also a speaker and host of this No Parenting podcast.
No problem parenting.
Oh, No Problem Parenting podcast. Sorry.
Sometimes we don't want a parent.
With over 30 years of experience helping parents turn everyday behavior struggles into manageable moments, she is the founder of No Problem Parenting, a practical and confident-based approach that teaches parents how to lead with clarity, prepare for challenges, and change the conversation without power struggles or emotional exhaustion. Do any of us have parent struggles or power struggles with their kids?
Yeah, or extra emotion tied into it, right?
Yes, that hormonal adolescent struggle there and hormonal issue.
It's real. It's real.
It is. Jaci's work supports parents in becoming the steady, capable leaders that their kids crave, even in the middle of tough behavior. Well, I know everybody can use your services there, Jaci. After reading that. So tell us a little bit about your journey to what got you to where you are today.
Yeah. So my whole thing is I'm here to help you parents become the confident leader that I say our kids crave us to be. I spent it doesn't always feel like they crave it, right? When they're pushing back. But they do. And I just absolutely love to support parents in learning how to be that confident leader and to support their kids without all the extra drama and emotion and stress and chaos. The first mental health program in early childhood Head Start years ago, back 2004, I believe that was, and helped to get some mental health programming in schools and just, I was working, 32 counties at the time back in 2012 when I was like, the system's changing. I'm not so much interested in doing the counseling for the kids. The kids were always my clients. I just want to help parents in their day in, day out real life challenges within their homes because, maybe many years ago, it was more common to have lots of support, in your neighborhood with other moms, with your family, your sisters, your mom, your own mom, your grandma. And I just think that's become less and less and less. And we all need somebody to be in our corner, to have our back, or to just be able to vent to. And so I decided to leave the counseling field and start Hello World is the name of my company. And then I've rebranded in 2019 to No Problem Parents. We can deal with and overcome any parenting challenge that we are met with. And I help parents do that every day.
That's awesome. Yep, I agree with you. I think it's really the parents that need the assistance. I mean, of course, the kids do, but where does it begin?
Right.
In the house, really.
Right.
So.
And when I was a counselor, I could go in and we had treatment plans for the kids and the kids would have a diagnosis, some sort of mental health diagnosis. And, that's all great. But I would try to coach a parent and the system was changing. So I had to coach the parent in front of the kid because the kid was my client. And so they had to be present, right? Even though I was in the family's home, the kid had to be present. And I'm like, I don't want the kid in the room when I'm coaching a parent on what to do, because like, I don't need the kid being part of that conversation, right? But I also don't want the kid to hear all the frustration from the parent and
Right.
have to have the kid listen to all of that and think, oh, geez, there must be something really, screwed up with me, or my parents really don't like me. I 9 times out of 10, oh my gosh, this happened all the time, Helen. I would coach a parent. I would leave their home. The parent would try something that I suggested, a tool, a tip, a technique, whatever.
Mhm.
And the kid, if they were really kind of more, the strong-willed kid or the oppositional kid, would be like, that's not how Jackie said to do it. And so I was like, okay, now we're creating more problems out of this, because now we got a parent going, well, Jackie's not the boss at our house. And, and it caused so much more chaos. And I was like, okay, there's got to be a better way. And so that's when I decided I'm going to do the parent coaching, so that I can actually support, validate, acknowledge the parent who's on the ledge, ready to just throw in the towel, or feeling guilt or shame or excessive worry about, how their 5-year-old is going to turn out as a 18-year-old. And it's like, let's slow the train down here a little bit. I want to hear you, validate you, acknowledge you. You've got good skills. You are the expert of your child. You just might need somebody to help, get you through the tough times or the weeds.
Right.
So that's what I do. I've been doing it since 2012, and I absolutely love it. And yes, it's evolved. We have the No Problem Parenting podcast. We have a couple of compilation books with over 40 authors combined, with lots of resources and tips and tricks and tools that we share. And then our most newest program, because one-on-one coaching, I served over 70 families last year. I only have so much time. That's why I'm getting bags under my eyes, Helen, because it's so hard to do it all. But I love it. It feeds me. And so we started a group coaching program now too. So called The Nest. Yeah, that's we got all kinds of good stuff. But we should get to the topic at hand.
Yeah.
What happens when you got that bucky little kid that doesn't want to do schoolwork?
I know. So why do capable kids push back, shut down, or seem unmotivated at school? And how can parents respond with nagging, rescuing, or escalating?
Without nagging, rescuing, or escalating. That's what we want them to do, right? We do not want them responding in that way, but kids dig their heels in for a number of reasons. And step 1 of no problem parenting is to seek first to understand, why is my child behaving the way they're behaving? We got 90% of the behavior, like 90% of the time, it's the behavior that the kid is showing, whether they're talking back, whether they're not doing anything, they're wet noodling, they're eye rolling, they're isolating. That's not the actual problem, believe it or not. In my experience, 90% of the time, the behavior, the unwanted behavior, is not the root of the problem. We got to get to the root and figure out, I say those are coping skills. We got to get to the root and figure out, why is the kid doing that behavior, right? So a lot of times it could be a low self-esteem issue. It could be that things are too hard for them. They're not being understood. They've got some kind of stressor going on that they're not willing to share, or haven't shared, or don't want to bother us with. If you have a really chaotic home and a lot of stress going on, or with other kids or your job, or kids are keen to that. Sometimes they're protecting us by not sharing their problems or their struggles with us. Or maybe they don't trust that we're going to understand it. And so they're going to they want to share with us, but all we're going to do is come back with bribing, nagging, lecturing, telling them why they need to do what they need to do. And it's like the wah from the teacher from the Charlie Brown Peanuts show. They don't even hear it. So let's get to the root of what's going on with them. And I think that starts with relationship. What kind of a relationship do you have with your kids? Do they trust you? Like, that's a spectrum, right? Of course, when push comes to shove, your kid's going to trust you over the stranger in the street. But do they actually trust that you are capable to handle their deepest, darkest thoughts, feelings, behaviors, actions, things they've done that you don't even know about? If they don't, you come to me and I'm going to help you figure out how to get that kind of a trusting, reciprocal relationship with your kids.
That's cool.
So,
we're hearing a lot of that too, Jackie. I have 20 tutors now and 2 executives.
Oh my gosh, Helen, I think you had maybe like 3 when we met the last time.
That's right. You're right.
Good for you. Congratulations. That's amazing.
You have a good memory there,
That
Jackie.
is amazing.
And 2 executive functioning coaches, but what I see a lot of is like moms and battling their 9th, 10th graders, 11th grade boys, maybe a type A mom personality battling the son, and exactly what you just said. Wah, 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 wah. I mean, I'm
Yeah.
about to deal with one right now this afternoon and connecting them to my executive function coach. And then I'm going to go in as well. Yeah, definitely. I know you can help because this lady is actually a counselor as well. Who's
and it doesn't matter. I was in the council. I mean, when we have our own kid, we can be the best at our profession. We can be a teacher, a doctor, a pediatrician, a lawyer, like leading a company of, 1,000 people, and we have our own kid. And then we feel like, I don't know what I'm doing, or there's pushback. I don't know. We don't know what we don't know. And there is absolutely no shame in connecting with somebody who can help you get to the root of what's going on in your home and figuring it out. I've had to do it myself. I was a 20-year counselor turned parenting coach. And when I have a struggle, I reach out to my peeps, right? Mm-hmm. I know who, thank goodness for the podcast, because I have well over 200 resources and different people I can reach out to when I need the help and the support. So yeah.
People need to realize they sometimes have to remove themselves out of this situation. They're too close, right?
Yeah. And we don't need to be embarrassed by that. My gosh, parenting is the hardest job in the universe, and there isn't one manual that works for everyone. There's lots of manuals. People say there's no parenting manual. Oh yeah, there is. There's tons of them.
I have to get updated. Do you have children of school age or no?
Oh no, mine's all graduated and we're empty nesters now.
That's what I figured.
Yeah. And that comes with a whole bunch of fun stuff too, right? All
different ball of wax, right?
Yeah, because then all of a sudden that's why I'm doing all the things I'm doing now, Helen, because I'm, home and I've got the time now. My kid has launched successfully. He's an amazing kiddo, man, doing well. And now I get to pour into, helping and supporting all these other parents. Yeah. So anyway, I do think that we need to get rid of the embarrassment or there's something wrong with me that I don't know how to take care of my kid or the situation. Kick that to the curb. Doesn't serve you one darn bit. So.
Right. I agree. What does confident parental leadership actually look like for K through 12 parents, especially when kids resist homework, routines, or expectations?
Oh my gosh. We just did an episode on this on the podcast as well. Passing the test, right? Confident leadership means you're not going to engage and match your child's level of emotion. You're not going to get all wrapped up into the problem. I mean, it's the name of my brand, No Problem Parenting. It says right in the definition of the word problem. A problem is a matter or a situation that is unwelcome or harmful and needing to be dealt with and overcome. So as leaders, as confident leaders, we don't know everything, right? Confidence doesn't mean you know everything, right? But we do know a lot. And as a confident leader, we can choose to not add to the problem, to not feed the problem or add fuel to the problem. So really what we're going to do is we're going to take some time. The first thing I teach is the pause. It's absolutely free. I was just on an event, Deborah Meyer's wellness. I was just on her event where I teach hand on your heart and hand on your stomach. She teaches to put, actually that she's a good guest for your next show, Helen. I'm going to have to connect you with Deborah. She speaks at schools all the time. And you use your fingers right underneath your collarbone and you don't push, you just gently put them on there. It's going to open up your, what is it called? What system? Anyways, I say it helps you breathe. Your nervous system. Thank you. And then hand on your stomach, actually, those two together, pause. I cannot help but take a breath when I do that. I couldn't do this when I first learned it because I was so tense and I move fast. You know me, Helen, I move fast. I am a mover shaker. And so doing the pause helps all of us to be able to just tell your body, your whole central nervous system, it's okay. Chill out. You got this. You're good. You're good. The other thing I like about doing that is you can sort of push yourself back. You know, when a kid throws you a curveball, they start throwing a fit, they backtalk, they, do whatever it is. We tend to feel like we have to fix it and solve it right in that moment. And we move forward and, that finger comes out sometimes and we point at them, you better or else. So just before you respond to your kid, just take 6 seconds. Not counting to 10, nothing, just to pause. It moves you from the fight or flight part of your brain to the front part of your brain where logic is stored so you can actually make a decision. Is this an emergency right now? Do I have to have an answer for my kid right now? Do I even need to respond to whatever they just said or did right now in this moment? Is this something urgent that needs my attention right away? Maybe my kid just spouted something out because they're frustrated. They've had a long day and it just flew out. It was reactionary. It just flew out of the, maybe I don't even need to respond, or I can respond with empathy. We teach that in step 3 of No Problem Parenting. Empathy, not sympathy. You can be like, oh, I've had a rough day too. Or looks like you're having a rough day. You're not even ready to talk about it right now. Let me know when you're ready. Right.
Mm.
So, I think the very first thing is to pause, get your poop in a group, as my mom used to say, get yourself pulled up. Not everything's an emergency. And then we can get to the root of what's going on and actually ask our kiddo, what is happening right now? What is going on? Is this about you and I? Are we in an argument, or do we, you can set the stage for that. Do we need to be arguing right now? Do we need to be battling?
Or is this else that caused the argument?
Is it that stinking math assignment, or that, reading that essay that you have to write that you really don't want to, and you don't even know where to begin, or you spent a lot of time on it and you still haven't figured it out? Like, what's the actual problem? And I teach kids all the time, teach parents to teach kids about the word problem. What is a problem? And letting them know, empowering them to know that they can deal with and overcome any problem. It's not always fun. It's not always easy, but we can do it.
That's awesome. I'm going to remember that. I'm going to do that.
I do this all the time. And for parents that sometimes it's easy, it's free. You have access to it no matter where you are, right? Except for if you're driving, don't take your hands off the wheel.
or biking.
Right. But it's absolutely free, and you can do it in front of your kids. You see a kid walking around that's doing this, chances are they learned it from me. Their family worked with me, or somebody like Deborah Myers, or somebody that's taught that technique, because they have it figured out. It's like, just, we can chill out. We can take a minute. Not everything needs to be urgent or handled right away, or, we don't have to go 0 to 90 all the time with our behaviors or our thoughts or whatever. So, so chill out, take a break. Doesn't need to be handled right away. If you are spitting tacks and you're stinking mad and you can't even stand to look at your kid in the moment, you just need to say that. I'm spitting tacks. I don't even know how I'm going to deal with, or this is too much for me right now. I'm going to have to think about that and get back to you. The kid throws a fit. You say, yeah, that might be frustrating for you. Feel free to throw a fit. I give kids permission to do that sometimes. I give myself permission to do that sometimes, because nobody's perfect. And, the weight of the world is on our kids and on us at any given time. So go ahead, throw a little fit, get it out of your system. Let me know when you're ready to resume your homework or to talk about this, or I'll let you know when I'm ready to resume and to talk about it.
No, that's
true. I have a bazillion ideas for you, Helen. I'll go on and on. You know me.
People definitely need to get on your podcast. So what's one mindset shift or daily practice parents can use to help kids build responsibility and problem-solving skills that actually stick? I like this one.
Oh, that's really good. I have so many? Did I give you an example of, I use the make it right technique for responsibility. So when a kid messes up, causes a problem for you or someone else, damages something, hurts someone's feelings, I use a thing called the make it right technique. It's a 5-step approach. You can learn it really quickly and easily. It doesn't take you very long, but it's about when we have messed up, or maybe we didn't do something we were supposed to do. Maybe we didn't get that assignment turned in when we were supposed to. And so the natural consequence of that is, maybe a lower grade on the assignment or an F on the assignment or something. But maybe it's more, I'm all about behaviors. Maybe it's more about our kid not following through with something they said they were going to do, or a responsibility they had. And they cause a hardship or cause a problem for somebody else. We use the make it right technique here. So instead of having the kid just say they're sorry, for causing a problem or for not getting done what they were supposed to do or whatever, instead we say, hey, what happened? The other day when you had your tutor helping you with math, you ended up exploding, throwing a fit, ripping your paper, and leaving the room. I don't know. Does that ever happen, Helen?
No, it's more like, well, why didn't you score well on the test? You were tutored and the tutor says you did well that day.
Oh, so that's more. And so then what happens though? Is there a behavior? What kind of behavior challenges do you encounter when you're tutoring?
I would say, well, we do a lot of virtual now, 95%. So maybe not focused and listening to the tutor. I wouldn't say there's any kind of outburst.
Is there like preparation? Like maybe they didn't come to the tutoring session with some work
done?
Oh
yeah, that could happen too. Or forgot about a test, or
maybe they're just not engaging so much or something like that. So that happens, and then the tutors are frustrated, maybe, right? And the session didn't go very well. So can we use that as an example?
Yeah, that's a good one.
And then maybe we can turn it into a parent example as well. But they come and they're not prepared, or they didn't do their work, and so the tutor can say, "Hey, what happened?" And then just pause a minute. What happened? And the kid's going to have a bunch of excuses, right? Well, I didn't this, or I didn't that, or whatever.
I was busy, my sports got in the way.
Yeah. And so you can say, good job being honest. You were busy, things got in the way, and that caused a problem for me, your tutor, because I prepare for this and it takes my time.
Reserve this time. Yeah.
Yeah. It doesn't matter if that tutor's getting paid or not. The parent's coming out of the parent's pocketbook, right? And so maybe the kid caused a problem for the tutor. Maybe the kid, I'll just be general here. Maybe the kid caused a problem for the parent, and it's a waste of the parent's money because they didn't prepare themselves, or they didn't show up or pay attention during the tutoring session. So you say ask what happened. You get to them to say what happened. You actually get them to say, sometimes they need coaching on that, and you have to help them out with what that problem was. You wasted the tutor's time, or you wasted your parents' money, or disrespected, or whatever that was. And then when they say what happened, step 2 is good job being honest. Good job telling the truth. And the reason we go through these steps, it's really important. Don't skip step 2. A lot of parents will skip step 2. We need to let our kids know, and they need to hear that they can be honest. If they're a chronic liar, or they try to be sneaky and hide things from us
all the time.
Yeah. So we want to say, good job being honest. And then we go to step 3 and we say, what are you going to do? So I'm wondering, what are you going to do to make it up to me? Or what are you going to do to make it right?
Or next time.
Usually the first time the kid hears that, they're like, I don't know. What are you talking about? You may
they don't have any ideas, do they?
They don't have any ideas. I have you covered, parents. I've got, with the Make It Right technique comes 100 ideas of different ways that kids can make, kids from 0 to, or toddler to adulthood. Actually, your parents too. Sometimes we have to make it right to our kids when we've lost our cool. But there is a list there to get your brain kind of moving and shaking. And then we ultimately say, which one of those things would you like to do? It has to be something that whoever they harmed can live with and would accept as a make it right. And then step 4 is deciding on that, or giving options. Step 5 is to say, hey, high five, good job making it right. And then life moves on. We keep her moving. So it's not just about being sorry. What ends up happening when we use the Make It Right technique enough times is that kids learn responsibility from that. It's not about, okay, I'm going to take away your screen time now until we are going to take away the screen time until they make it right. But it's not about, you don't get screen time for, 2 weeks now because you messed up. And it actually teaches kids to make right what they did wrong, or
and not hold a grudge.
And then we can keep her moving, and we're not going to bring it up time and time again and keep feeding the problem. We want to empower our kids to know we all mess up. We all screw up. We do dumb things. We slack off. We're lazy, and we can make up for that.
We're human.
Yes, because we're human, right? We're raising little adults. So let's make up for it. And then, as we say in the Midwest, keep her moving.
Where can people get the 100 things that you just
I'm going to add that to your to this episode. I think we started with, I gave you the link for the 60 ways to respond to your kids.
Yeah, which I was just going to ask you to talk about.
Yeah, I didn't think the Make It Right would come up, but I will. I'll have my team send you the link for the Make It Right technique as well, and you get the script, or the example of the 5 steps, and you get the 100 ways to respond to your kids the 100 ways to make it right. But yeah, in addition, Helen, because I just love,
you just had to do a double free offer.
I guess so, because it's been so long. I'm going to send you the 60 ways to respond to your kids. So many parents will say, Jackie, I wish I could say, remember the responses, or say things the way that you say them. Well, I've got 30 some years, plus my mom did daycare. I learned from
background.
I learned from my mom growing up, and then I learned from my counseling, and then I learned from becoming a Love and Logic parent, and I learned from 1, 2, 3 Magic, and all, tons of different parenting. I've taken a bunch of them in my experience, learning from other parents, like the parents listening to the show, that little one-liners and phrases and things that worked for them. And so I compiled the list of 60 responses, things that I say that you can practice. Don't do all 60, pick 2, 3, or 4, to start with. And then listen to episode 9 or episode 23 of the No Problem Parenting podcast, where I talk more about the make it right technique, starting with episode 189. I think it is. We do 10 episodes of the 60 responses. So you can hear examples of how I use them. And then just, again, reach out if you have questions, if you have a particular challenge you're struggling with. All the information can be found at noproblemparents.com.
Yes, perfect. Yeah, that's nice. You're going to win a double freebie. That's cool. You might be my first guest that did that. Yay.
Oh, no, I win. As my son would say, I win. Okay.
So everybody, I want you to take her up on that offer. You go to noproblemparents.com. Follow her on her podcast, reach out to her. I'm sure she'll talk to you for a few minutes for free at least. And you can
we always do. Yeah.
Yeah. And you can find her on Instagram and Facebook, of course, and follow her for a little while. You'll love Jaci. I promise you. All righty.
Thank you so much, Ellen. It's a joy. I know we were both pressed for time today, so
we got it in.
Talking real fast, but we got it in. I appreciate that.
Yes. Thank you, everybody, for listening. I hope you guys have a great rest of your day. Bye for now. Thanks for tuning in to Smart Parents Successful Students podcast. If you found today's episode insightful, be sure to subscribe to the podcast and check out our YouTube channel for even more tips to help your student thrive. Until next time, keep guiding your children towards success.